see who like I said, boy, I still be trying to. I know it's on. I still be trying to learn how to do like all the live stuff. Let's see, I'm in there. I'll just kind of wait a minute. Get all close to you. I'll do just like that. Lean over, lean in. It's that new podcast thing. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I think you could send like an invite. Keep going, man. Cause last time I did it, boy, I did something and I couldn't read no comments there. Like at all. Let's see. View wishes, flip camera, live, guest, mirror your video, mute microphone, remove background noise, pause live. Okay, so if I hit this, we'll pause the live. And then I think sometimes the numbers don't be adding up when they say who's on. Invite Amputee to join. Yes. You be on TikTok like that?
Not really.
No? Oh.
No.
Well, I tell you.
I'm still getting used to the whole talking and social media and all that stuff.
It's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
He's so good at it.
Oh, yeah.
I tell people.
Just like an actor.
I tell everybody just start with something small. When I first started posting, man, I was like, I would take a picture or a video and I'm telling, I would look at it so many times that I would critique it so much that I wouldn't put it up.
Right.
And then when I tried to re-record it, then I'll forget something I was saying. I was trying to get everything perfect. And it got to a point, cause this is the other thing, I spent like all the time doing a post, doing a video, and then you'll get like 2-3 likes. I was like, bro, I just spent all day, spent all day trying to master this. Yeah. Got 2-3 likes. I was like, you know what? From here on out, it's crazy because then when I just started kind of posting like little clips, you know, the numbers and stuff started going up, and I was like, well, okay. But then the more you do it, I got quicker with like editing, cutting videos,
thinking about what you want to do ahead of time.
And using the templates, and then when it got to a point where I was just doing it, I found something that I do every day. So like the gym, just stuff that be in my head, I be thinking about, like that's every day. I don't have to say what I'm gonna post today, what I'm gonna say today. Yeah. I literally would just take what I'm thinking. So I tell people all the time when I'm in the gym, the morning motivational things, that's literally what's on my mind. So if you want to know what I'm thinking about, just watch one of them videos in the morning. You be like, oh, that's what he at. That's what he thinking about. So, all right. So it's a few people coming in here. I know these lives record. Kayla, what's happening? I see you in there. Case the coach joined. They look, their names pop across the bottom.
I don't need to be there.
Case the coach. Hey, what's up? Hey, so everybody that's just getting on, I have some little bit of bad news. The weather here in Savannah, if you're in Savannah, you already know how the weather is with the rain, and it could be spotty and it could be bad, like real quick. So about 4 o'clock, the sky fell out. You know, I'm talking about rain, winds, all that. So our speaker was with his family, and I called him immediately. I called the speaker immediately and was like, hey, I don't know how close you are, how far you are, but I want you to be safe. So I have to reschedule Brock, Mr. OI, Mr. Metal and Bone. I have to reschedule him, but I came in and said, whoever at the support group, I'm still gonna go live because I don't know who rearranged their schedule. I don't know who made it a point to be here. I see Kayla said that's why she stayed home. So Kayla, you know that weather is crazy. But again, for those that rearranged their schedules, for those that still wanted to be a part of the support group, I had already said when I left work, whoever here, we just gonna come in, we just gonna talk. It could be about amputee stuff, whatever the case may be. But those that just want to leave and just came from Brock just to see Metal and Bone, you're not gonna see it today, you know. But you will see it when it's rescheduled. But if you just want to hang around, that's cool. We're sitting here, we're gonna talk about some things. Don't have an agenda. It's literally like a live podcast in person. No green screen, no nothing. So we got Christian, my boy Christian in here. Angela then came in here. And we got behind me. I'm gonna keep moving in and out the camera. Behind me. There you go. We got Carrie in there. So appreciate everybody that's here. Kayla said I wanted to go, but the weather coming from Hinesville. Yes, and that's where he was coming from too. He was coming from Hinesville. And again, the biggest thing is being
Please tell me
safe.
you have
I wanted him
No,
here.
not today.
We all wanted to be here for things, but sometimes you just got to be safe, especially if you're an amputee. Being out here in this rain and this weather, I can run and I can jog, but I'm still in the rain. You're gonna see me walking real smooth. I'm just gonna be wet up. I will jog a little bit, but I don't do too much running in the rain and stuff. So I understand it. And for y'all that are on here, remind me to ask Brock when he reschedules in case I forget. This is a question came up when I was driving here because I saw rain, I saw lightning, and I was like, man, are you scared to come outside when it rain and lightning because you got metal coming out your leg? So y'all remember to remind me to ask him about that. But I'm gonna start with Christian because he's sitting right here to my right. He's gonna talk a little bit about his journey, his story. If you guys have been tuning in, you might have caught like one of the support groups where he was a speaker. But also he's doing some things for amputees out in the Statesboro area.
Yeah, Statesboro.
In the Statesboro area, and he's trying to get some things going. So I'm gonna let him talk a little bit about that too, because if you're in the area, it's just something else that you can do. So I'm gonna let him explain what he's doing, and then we're gonna kind of go around the room. So if y'all do have questions, I'm gonna try to look without getting all in their way, and we'll answer whatever questions you got. So without further ado, Christian.
I'm still in the beginning stages of starting like an amputee support group over in the Statesboro area. We've got a building locked down. Just got to get people, kind of get the word out there so people know we've got something going on in the area. So if you live in the Statesboro area and you get with Henry, you tell him he can give you my information and get with me, trying to start a support group over there. I'm a bilateral below the knee amputee from 2 separate motorcycle accidents that were 3 years apart. So it's just been a continuous journey, and then learning every day something different and trying to help other people who are maybe struggling. At least I wish I would have had somebody a little more like hands-on with me whenever I was coming through it. Mm-hmm. So I come through it, a lot of it. I mean, I've struggled with mental health and all that, so now I've actually went and got certified through the state of Georgia as a peer specialist for mental health to actually be able to help others who are struggling with mental health. So the amputee support group's not just strictly for amputee questions. I mean, mental health. I mean, the facility where we'll be hosting the meetings is actually, they host drug and alcohol, all recovery meetings. I mean, eating disorders, drug and alcohol counseling, mental health. I mean, there's everything. So,
and let me jump in and ask you, when did I'm doing it just like I'm a talk show host with no microphone. When did you? I just want to ask you what occurred. At what point, if you can remember or recall, caused you to be like, hey, I just want to do something for other amputees, and I want to try to be like a voice out here to let people know, like, hey, even when you go through stuff, you can keep going.
Yeah. Well, I had an incident. I had an older fellow who was above the knee amputee, kind of like he was in a real bad dark spot, and me and him talked for probably 45 minutes to an hour. And when we got done, I mean, he had a smile on his face. He was happy. And like 2 weeks later, he called me and he's like, man, the conversation we had, he's like, it changed the rest of my life. He's like, if we wouldn't have had that conversation, he's like, man, I don't know. He was very suicidal at that time. He was very down in. I mean, he just was not doing well. Then after our conversation, he called me about 2 weeks later and he's like, man, I probably honestly would have took my life if it wouldn't have been for that 45 minutes to an hour conversation. And that really, like, I've always wanted to help because I grew up in a drug and alcohol, like around addicts and all that. So I grew up in that lifestyle. So for me, I've always wanted to help and give back to other people and kind of show them that just because you come out of it and you come from bad situations don't mean your life has to go that way. But for this situation, I mean, the amputee, I'm who better? I mean, I'm a bilateral, missing both legs below the knee. So I feel like I got a very good insight when it comes to talking to people and able to help. I mean, questions or whatever. I mean, we can, if I don't know it, we'll figure it out together.
Yeah.
We'll
dope.
figure out something.
That's dope.
So,
I like that. So what he was saying, you got to remember the mental part is a big part. I know everybody wants to get a leg. Everybody wants to walk again. Everybody want to get up. Everybody want to move. But one of the big things is if you were mobile before, you're going to be mobile again. Now, how that looks, that may differ a little. and I'm no counselor, but again, I'm talking from my standpoint too. But when the mental part connects with everything else, I'm telling you, it's like the sky's the limit. It's like sometimes you get this urge that even if you don't have your leg on, you still want to give back, you still want to do things, and you just don't know how you affect people. And just like he said, he had somebody that was at that point, at that breaking point. I know a lot of people have been there. I've been down at that point before, and I didn't have at the time, I didn't express it out loud. So that's the other part about being at these support groups, because you'll hear people's stories, you'll hear people's situations, and it's like you're going through the same things. I didn't express it out loud to people because I knew as soon as I said, like, I didn't want to be here no more, everybody would have, tried to, comfort me and do things like that. But it's more so the feeling I was at the time. I didn't want to be here. I didn't feel like this was the life for me when I found out I was going to lose my leg. So these support groups are very important. Getting involved is very important. Being around people with good spirits and good attitudes. Oh, they restricted some comments. I don't know. Live visibility restricted for... Well, ain't that something? I don't know if y'all can see me. It says something about it's restricted for 10 minutes. A support group is discussing the mental health journey of amputees. It's restricted for 10 minutes. A support group is discussing the mental health journey of amputees. If I can see you, can you hear me? Kayla? I see Kayla say, I see you. Can you hear me? I also sent a request to join. Let's see. How you say, can you hear me in sign language? Anybody know?
Yeah, that was that commercial, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yo, ladies.
That's such good information.
Like, can you hear me? I don't know. I don't know who this is. Oh, okay, yes, okay. So something came on and it said the live was restricted. So I don't know if we said like a keyword or again, I'm still figuring out this live. So live, whoever watching TikTok headquarters, I apologize because I did not know whatever I said, but I won't repeat what I said. But I was just saying like support groups are very important. Getting involved is very important. So you guys, again, if you're in the Statesboro area, make sure you look for Christian, Tyler. Sorry, my man Tyler. X that Christian, it is Tyler. Or like I said, get with me, send me a message. I'll make sure I get his information to you because he's trying to get some things started there, especially those that's been trying to drive from Statesboro or that area to come to Savannah, because that I know of, this is the only support group for amputees. So that, just get in touch with me. All right, in the back here with the red top on, this is Angela. So I will let Angela introduce herself to you guys. And hopefully Angela don't say any wrong keywords to make the live pause. I don't really know. So I'm gonna get it a little closer so I guess you guys can see and hear her.
Hey, I'm Angela. I'm above the knee, on the left knee. Much like what Tyler said when he spoke about meeting with that guy, you just don't know what you're going to give to somebody. Like we talk about at these group meetings, you may get nothing out of it that night, but you don't know what you're giving to somebody else. You don't know what encouragement, like when you sat and chatted with him that day, you didn't know that was what was going to save his life and make him choose to not go that the dark route. So you just don't know. There's a reason we're all still here. And so, we've always learned growing up, be kind to others. Do what you need to do. This is a special little group we're in. Not everybody can be in our club. And so, we need to support each other. We need to lift each other. We need to be there for each other. We did, we were at golf the other day.
Yeah.
And I hate that you missed it.
I did.
We did the adaptive golf the other day.
Yeah.
And I won a golf bag. Whoop, whoop.
I heard.
I won a golf bag putting.
Yeah.
But it just, being out there with those people, they're not all amputees. They've got, other kind of issues. But just because you're out there supporting them and cheering them on, and, everybody leaves with a smile on their face and just happy, And so it doesn't take anything for you to be positive to somebody, be happy to somebody, to, that helped me. I don't know, my personality is different. I never went to a dark place. I just figured, it is what it is, and I've got to keep moving on. I'm not going to let this get me down. There's a reason I'm still here. I'm going to move on and, keep going. So I never really went to that dark place, but I understand how easy that would be to get there, because your life is different now. It's never going to be the same, regardless of the lies they tell you. It's not going to grow back.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's not going to grow back.
Yeah.
So you end up, though, you got to figure that out in your mind and realize that physically you change as a person. Mentally, you don't need to change. Emotionally, you're still the very same person you were. You're just, 12 pounds lighter, a little bit different, but you don't know now. Now you're a different encouragement to people. Henry's one, for example. I was chatting with a girl at golf the other day, and we actually met her in here. I met her in here a year and a half or so ago. She was a patient here, and she was just getting ready to be discharged. And she talked about how you really have lifted her and helped her, because she's been through some dark times as far as just she couldn't get the leg to be right, couldn't get the, and I understand the frustration. I've been through a lot of that as well. I've had multiple things going on. And you just being yourself. And she said just the videos, just the, so you just being yourself lifted her up and made her just, feel like you can put one foot in front of the other, no pun intended, and just keep going, And so, but think about yourself too, Henry, that had this not happened to you, you would never be on this journey. You would not be on this journey of lifting people up and this is who you're supposed to be. This is the person you're supposed to be. And so had you not lost your leg, you would not be this person.
That is true. That's true.
You would probably still be at Publix managing.
Yeah, you're right. Shout out to Publix real quick. Shout out to Publix, shout out to Caitlin. You know what I'm saying? That's that plug moment. So y'all can send me the check. Shout out to Publix. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, when you think about it, there's a reason that these things have happened to us, and we need to take it as a positive.
That is true.
And don't look at it as a negative. Where's that going to get you? You're still in the same boat. You still don't have a leg, or you still don't have a limb, whatever it is. So look at it in a different way. Try to reframe it in your mind and figure, okay, this is where I am now. This is where I am. What can I do now? Where can I go? Look at you and I. We went to Vegas and had a blast.
That's right.
We went to the Amputee Coalition. I knew nothing about it until I was here at this meeting.
Yeah.
And then we went to that meeting and met some of the most amazing people there.
Absolutely.
Who were just so encouraging and so, you looked at them and you thought, I can't speak a word. Look,
That is true.
There's always somebody going through something worse than you are.
Yes.
And so don't, it's easy to get down. And I'm not saying you haven't earned the right to have a moment here and there, but that doesn't need to be your life. Your life doesn't need to be those moments. Your life, change those sad and hate for pathetic moments, really, are what they are, and go for something good.
Yeah.
Go for, look at the positive of it. You're shining star. I mean, you really turned a negative that started in your life as a negative.
I appreciate it.
And you look what you've done. I mean, look at all the people you've helped.
Appreciate it.
I mean, even like Caitlin was laughing, saying, "Oh, he made me dance down the bars." I mean, I've seen you get people dancing that never would have done that. They would have never done that kind of thing. So it's just, I think that encouragement makes people feel the same. It makes them feel normal. It makes them feel, not like a handicapped person or an amputee or a, and I don't even say I say we're handicapable.
Yeah.
We can do whatever, I can do what you can do. I mean, I'll be able to do it the same. I can do it a little different, but I can, I'll figure it out. I'll do something. But so, I mean, that's what I get out of this group too, is just, the support, the encouragement, and I try to give it back as well and try to figure that out with people, so.
Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate those flowers in real time, because I'm telling you, like, when you hear it, I'm very humble. I appreciate everybody that's been following my journey. I'm at that point, I'm just having fun. And little do you know, Angela, Tyler, these are people that motivate me also. And like she said, sometimes it's not even what you say. It's just I see them day to day. And Angela's over here rocking the above knee system. I'm in a below knee system. And if I thought that was hard, she's in the above knee system and she's doing just about everything I'm doing. You heard her say she was out there golfing and everything like that.
Heck yeah.
just like you said, when you think you're in a bad situation, sometimes all you gotta do is open your eyes and really look, and you'll realize, you know, everybody's still blessed in their own way, but you realize like you don't have to be so down on yourself, because it could be worse. And there's always somebody out there that's still doing things and still living life. So she's a motivation. And then my boy Tyler, he over here rocking two of them. Yeah, not one, two of them.
And still riding a motorcycle.
And still riding motorcycles. So if that ain't inspiring, now that's not inspiring me to get on a motorcycle. So let me back that part up. But it's inspiring me to continue to live life, have fun, and do the things that I feel like I'm destined to do, that I'm doing now. So
And the things that make you happy.
yeah, there you go. If it puts a smile on your face,
That's what makes
it
Tyler
works.
Taking a
happy.
7.5 hour drive next weekend, the 26th, to Fort Walton Beach to the Missing Park Ride.
Oh, don't tell them again. Tell them
Man,
again what that is.
The Missing Park Ride, there's a Emerald Coast Harley Davidson down in Fort Walton Beach. They host this big ride, and the money raised actually helps put amputees back on motorcycles. I mean, any kind of modifications up to like $5,000, any kind of air shifters or brake modifications or whatever. So I mean, last year they had over 800 bikes registered, and they raised like $90,000. Which I mean, they said they counted like 850, but there was 800 bikes registered.
That's
I mean, it was
crazy.
huge, and that was the first year. So this is the second year. I've actually got an Airbnb. We're gonna stay down there the whole week.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take the bike down, and we're gonna go Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday.
And what's the dates again?
June 26th is the main day.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
Fort Walton Beach at Emerald Coast Harley Davidson.
Okay, y'all heard that. So
That's
y'all better
pretty
get down
cool.
there. All right, we gonna continue to go around the room. You see, there's somebody behind me here, and this is one of those people that also come into support groups help, because like, so being in a prosthetic clinic or coming to support groups or doing adaptive golf or showing up, you get to see people. You get to see people from, a lot of times you get to see some progress. You might not see the day-to-day progress, but you get to see the progress. So people like Carrie here, they see you right at the hospital most of the time. So you don't have your legs, you don't have your prosthetic, you don't have, you know, whatever it is that you need, they don't have it. So a lot of times if you don't come back or if you don't participate in support groups, they never get to see how well you're doing. But they always ask about, you know, everybody that I know that comes through here, they do ask me about them, how they're doing. They would love to see them. And I try to text some of y'all. I won't call no names because she's behind me, but I may give her a list after this live, because I try to tell some of y'all, hey, come on by, just say hey, because they really do care about what they do here, and they really do want to see you get back to living life and just enjoying yourself. So I will let Carrie introduce herself, who is sitting right behind me.
All right. I am Carrie. I'm an occupational therapist here at Encompass, and I've been working with this group with Henry and Angela for 3 years. And during the support group that we've been doing, you know, we have people coming in-house, and then sometimes they come to the support group, but not always. And it's always great to see somebody walk down the hall after they've been with us in the initial stages, and then they come walking down the hall with their prosthetic. It's just amazing. And what was one thing it's hard to get to the support group when it's the first phases. I think sometimes it's overwhelming. So we understand if it's easier to join with the link with TikTok or Facebook or something, to just join in, because it's sometimes hard in those initial phases. So I've started a group here at Encompass, like just educational group during the week, so that the people that just had surgery, they can come get together with other amputees and get some of the information or get some questions answered that I know. I'm not an amputee. I do my best to get information and to try to get that to them and let them get together and talk, because it's a different phase, that initial phase of just having surgery. And so I try to get, that information about nutrition, or what are the next steps, what are the next steps to getting to the prosthetic, and because that's what people are so, anxious about. So that's what I've been trying to do with the group, but it's been really rewarding to go from that beginning stages to see someone walk down the hall. And Henry and Angela have been here the whole time, and they've reached so many people, just being supportive of those people here. And it might be a one-time interaction or repeated, people coming back, and they're just wonderful people. So I encourage everybody to try to join a group, try to come here, or at least join through the link, because it really does help. I see the difference just in those initial meetings that I've had here, of just a relief on somebody's face to address the emotional part of it. the emotional part of prosthetics, because when they're here at Encompass, we try to work on, can you transfer? Can you get to the bathroom? Can you get yourself dressed? But no one stops to say, how are you feeling? And so that group is important, and it's important for everybody, I think, in every stage of it, to keep checking in with that person that you're comfortable with.
I see Kayla said, Carrie, you are amazing with Anthony.
Oh.
So that's the chambers there.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, there's been some great people that have come through, and I've just enjoyed everything. But make sure you have that person or that group or whoever it is that you can talk to, because that emotional part of it gets you to the next step. And the doctors say that. Everybody that here, I think, says that and addresses that. The physical part will come along, but the emotional part, you have to address it right away. So.
Oh, Brittany said true.
Oh, Brittany, you're supposed to come. Hope you're doing well.
Well, we do appreciate Carrie too, and we do appreciate everybody. This is another key thing, because I've heard it said before that sometimes when you're going through this journey, especially when you get to those points where you're frustrated and you're trying to express how you're feeling and trying to express your pain, don't count people out that got two legs. It is a lot of, well, I won't say a lot, I don't know for sure, but it is prosthetists out here that are missing limbs, like mine. Ryan, he is missing part of his limb. He lost his as a kid. So he understands growing up with a prosthetic. But there's also prosthetists out here that have both their legs, that have a genuine love for what they do and really do want to try to get you to the best place possible. So don't count people out just because they don't have the two legs, and especially when people are trying to help. And I've said it before, a lot of times you got to be in a place to receive love and good information and just people caring on you. But it's easy to kind of take a little bit of that frustration out on people that don't, basically, the first thing you want to say is, hey, you don't understand how I feel. But I've always said this too, even going through my journey and even going through life, is if this had happened to somebody I love or a close friend of mine or a spouse or whatever the case may be, when I looked at the situations, I would do and say probably the same thing that people were saying and doing for me. So you gotta take that with some grace too. So, but we appreciate everybody coming out. We're gonna go around the room with some more questions. If y'all got some questions, y'all let me know, because Brittany said I will be there next month. Okay. So Brittany has already said it. So rain or shine, Brittany, you have to come now. I know you don't have to, but we're gonna look forward to you next month. But I will go around. I'll ask a couple questions because we still got time since you guys are on here. If y'all have any questions for us while you're on here.
Start a carpool from that way.
Yeah, please put over here. Tyler just said he's going to start a carpool from Statesboro. So if y'all interested in going, y'all hit Tyler up, because I am not in Statesboro. I am in Savannah. Angela's in Savannah.
I'm in the Pembroke area. Hinesville ain't very far.
Yeah. So I will ask, I'll start with Tyler first, because he's to my right. If it was any part that was most difficult so far, prosthetic-wise, or most frustrating, what would you say it'd be? And it could be when you was only missing the one leg, or it could have been when you lost both.
I say if I start with the most frustrating, the original 9 months of healing up. I got a bad infection in my leg. They had to do multiple revisions. I had 15 surgeries on just the left leg. And that was probably the most frustrating. I got hit in May, and I didn't get my first prosthetic until the end of December. So that was definitely being on the crutches and being so ready and physically ready to have a prosthetic. Mm-hmm. With the right one, once I lost it, it was just okay, I know the steps. I sat there patiently waiting, okay, I got to get measured. I got to wait to get healed, to get a liner, then I get it measured, then I get a prosthetic. Then I started all over again, learn to walk. Mm-hmm. The most frustrating part was the infection, just healing. And I was so ready to get a prosthetic that I didn't even care. I was like, man, I'll do anything. I was buying all kind of organic stuff to drink to try to help me heal any faster, like turmeric, all kind of it was disgusting. But I would drink it just so I could try to get healed up.
Wait a minute, did any of it work?
I don't know. And they had me on so much antibiotic there at the end. I don't know if that was the antibiotic helped or if it was all the stuff I did, but it
So in other words, y'all take y'all time, y'all heal. Ask your doctor or your physician about any type of natural healing or anything like that, because I know we do get anxious.
Yeah, I got very impatient.
And then, Angela, would you like the same question, or would you like me
I
to
can
come
do
up
the
with a
same
new
one.
question? Okay, same question.
I think mine probably I mean, I went through the whole, I had an infection and it wouldn't close up right. And so you kind of get frustrated. You're ready to go and you have setbacks. But I think finally what helped me the most was getting the right leg. And you have to have the right prosthetist that'll work with you to know, what is your end goal? Not just to walk, but what's your activity level, or what's your comfort level? What's going to be the best? Because we don't all have the same kind of legs. And so finally getting the right one, because I went through quite a few.
Yeah.
And finally it was the right socket really that is what kicked it in gear for me and really got me going again to where I could finally get back to my life.
Okay. And then, Carrie, I can't ask you that question, but I will ask you, if you can recall, is it like one thing that you hear from most of the patients that come that are amputees in the beginning? Is it the time period? Is it the waiting? Is it I'm just ready for a leg situation, or is it something else?
Yeah, I think it's it's so many things. I think there's so many emotions going on when people are first here, which everybody understands, I think, because you're trying to figure out what the next step is, trying to figure out, like, what do I look like now? Like, when am I going to get my prosthetic? How is this all going to go?
The unknowns.
The unknowns. And I think those are the biggest questions that we get. And then, when can I get my prosthetic? Because a lot of people have that understanding or think that they're going to be able to get it after a couple weeks, but it does take longer to heal and make sure that it's all healed before you can move on to that next stage. So the healing part is super important. Your nutrition is super important. So I try to talk about that with people, the things that I know. But that, and then just the emotional part of it, because a couple of weeks ago I had a woman in here and she just looked at me. She was an older lady and she said, "How am I going to do this?" She just looked at me, and because she was tired, she had been doing therapy all day, and she just was worn out, but she still had that in the back of her mind, how am I going to do this? And so talking through those steps and setting a small goal to the next, trying to help her that way, looking at the positives of her family, things she has to look forward to, of the support they'll have, grandkids, whatever it is that is positive in her life, to then move on to that next goal. Having those people are important. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And that leads into another question I'm going to ask about, like, even when you're going through this, a lot of times you're going through things and you feel like you're by yourself. I'm going to go around the room and ask, did they have a good support system? Do they still have a good support system? And do you think a good support system is important? And I'll start with myself. With the amputation in the beginning, I did have a good support system and currently still do. Family, and there was a lot of people I didn't like visually put eyes on, but they told my mom, my dad, or my brother, or Erica that they were praying for me. They hope I pulled through. They heard about the situation, because I wasn't always on social media. So regardless of the 8,000 videos that I have posted now, back then in 2016, you wouldn't have found not one video of me on there dancing, talking, or anything back then. So a lot of people, when they started hearing, like in the streets, I was in a motorcycle accident, half of them didn't even know I rode a motorcycle. So that let you know I just keep my business to myself pretty much. But my support system was there. At the time, Erica was even reading books and stuff of how I should be feeling emotionally at the time and where I should be recovery-wise while I was going through everything I went through. Because it wasn't just a hit on the bike and then amputation and then healing. Like, I had to heal up from the other injuries from the motorcycle accident and had to have skin grafts done, do hyperbarics, do wound care. I did all that before a conversation was had about possibly walking again. So that kind of lets you know mentally where I was at. So I needed that support system. And I still have a good support system now. And then also with social media, like, the support system for me is like through the roof, because you guys, I appreciate everything. I appreciate all the comments. I've told T at the office, I got to find out a way to show some of the comments I get and some of the inbox messages I get. That's why I constantly tell y'all I love y'all, because y'all just don't know I'll get those messages at the times when I need them. And it's not like I'll read a message and it say, "Oh, Henry, you're doing good," and I just like swipe through it. Like, it really hits me when I read it, because God lets me read it at a certain time when I needed to hear that. And I've responded back to a lot of you guys telling y'all that. So I appreciate that. So my support system off and online is still good, and I do think it is important. As much as you have to work on yourself, I do believe having a good support system is good. So I'll go to, let's see, I'll go to Tyler first. I was gonna go around. I'm gonna go to Tyler first and ask the same question. Did you have a good support system? Do you currently still have a good support system, and do you feel like a good support system is important going through this journey?
The first accident, yeah, I had a really good support system. I mean, family, brothers, I mean, everybody was right there, did really good. And then that stayed all the way up. I mean, they all checked on me, kept close tabs on me. Then I got in the second accident, I mean, it was even stronger. Just knowing Henry and Dr. Ryan and everybody, I mean, more people that I knew that checked on me. I mean, always asking me if I was all right, or if I needed anything, or how I was feeling. Yeah. So it was really good. I mean, having a support system is really, like, was number one for me. Having people who could understand what I was going through also really, really helped. So that's a lot of the reason I want to go through the steps and do what I can to try to help people. Because, I mean, yeah, people with two legs can say, hey, like, I know it sucks, but they don't truly understand. And you're like, I mean, yeah, they're not doing it to be, like, insensitive, like, oh, I know this sucks, I wish I knew how you feel. Like, they truly don't. I mean, they want to be there. I mean, everybody was trying to be there for me, but the people who were amputees who were there for me were really, like, that kind of hit hard for me, because it was like they really truly understand what I'm going through. Yeah. So, but a good support system was very, very important for me.
Yeah. And Miss Angela?
I had an excellent support system. I still have an excellent support system. And I think probably one of the big things is don't be embarrassed to say, I need help.
Oh, well, that's
you
a good
know,
one. Yeah.
We're all
That's
independent in our own ways. This takes a little bit of your independence away. And you just have to suck it up and say, I need help with something, or you know. So just know that people are there to help you. And when they say, whatever it is you need, let me know. I'm here to help. They really mean it. They really mean it. So don't let your pride get in the way of asking for that help, because that's paramount, and I feel like in your recovery.
She said a mouthful right there.
Yeah.
So, and then
She always does.
and Carrie, you can answer the question off of, you don't have to get personal and tell me, like, things you've been through in your life, but just in life in general is hard, period.
Yeah.
So just, have you had good support systems when you went through whatever you went through, and do you feel like that is important?
I have. I think my family, my sisters are like a support group to me, or support to me when I go through things. I've been through a divorce. I've been through things, so that's similar in emotional support that I needed at the time. But I wanted to say, because I had somebody today in the group that I had, a young woman who's here now, but she said, I don't want some people in my life to be that support, because I feel like they're going to judge me. I feel like there's some people, I think, in families, like a mom maybe sometimes can, not be the right support for you, because you do need that's the people that understand. They don't want to be sympathetic. They want to listen. They just want to listen or help. And I understood what she was saying. And she ended up saying she had a friend that she could talk to. So when I've done my research, because that's the only thing I can fall back on, and when I've done the research to do some talks here, there's stages of recovery, and specific to after amputation. But some of the people, they say that the best results, the best outcomes that people have is if they feel like they have the ability to get better and get back to doing the things. They want to do that, and then they have that person or group or support system that can just listen and help them through it. If you have those three things, from studies, they say that you're going to have the best outcomes and the best progress, and get to the point where Henry and Tyler are of, like, helping other people, and Angela, because Angela is always helping her friends. She's always supporting her friends and the people in the group. So if you can get to that point of then helping another person, you've made it to the top. So. That's what I've learned.
I appreciate that. And I'm gonna do one more question, and then it'll probably be time for us to get out of here. But those that just got on, Brock, that was going to do the presentation today on OI. Weather was real bad here in Savannah, so he wasn't able to make it. He was with his family. We communicated before the meeting, and we agreed that we're going to reschedule him and have him come out because, again, safety first. Who else can I give shots out to so I can get this checked? We already said shout out to Publix, Kayla, Caitlin, everybody that's joining, Brittany, everybody that's on. We appreciate y'all. We really do. And then the final question or comments I'm going to ask around the room is just do you feel like what you're doing now is part of like your purpose? I know Angela touched on it earlier when she said that I wouldn't be doing a lot of the things that I'm doing if it wasn't for the motorcycle accident. I'm at a point in my life where I've realized that. I've realized like the things that I'm doing, I've never would have done some of these things. Not that I didn't talk to people, but the direction that I'm going, I've always been in retail, so I've always been around people, always kind of been, fun and easygoing. But the drive that I have now is different. The way I think now is different. Like my compassion, my heart, like everything is different. And I also don't have like a lot of room for like negativity in my life at this point. So it's like I don't mind being around people, but if you're not like positive thinking or trying to get to a positive place, and I'm not saying if I catch you on your bad day, like I'm just going to disregard you for life. That's not what I'm saying. But y'all know you got some people that just like always just want to be negative, period. And I'm a true believer that the people you hang around are the people you're going to tend to turn into and you are going to kind of be like. So if you're always around people that's negative, always complaining, always saying, woe is me, you're going to get to a point where as soon as something happens in your life, you're going to turn into that person. I try to keep a smile on my face going through everything I'm going through. So y'all would think that I've never had issues, never had problems, but it's just the way my life is set up now and with my faith and everything that when things happen, like I know that like I'm still in a purpose and I just got to keep going. So literally I take everything and I take the what you would call losses or whatever the case may be. I take it all with a smile, take it all with grace. I keep going. And I just keep pushing. So I know I'm in my purpose right now. Tyler, would you say this accident has truly changed you as a whole person overall? And like I said, you don't have to answer the question or you could do a comment, however you want to do to kind of send it home, okay?
Yeah, because I mean, I've definitely been like, I felt this call to help other people for a long time and I've always ignored it. Just like, man, that's not my lane or whatever. I got in the first wreck. I kind of dove into it more. And I was like, I'm going to do this a little bit and dabble in it. Mm-hmm. And then I got in this last wreck. I mean, it really called on me hard, like to really get in there and start the process. I mean, go get my certifications and stuff to be able to truly help. I mean, I definitely think both accidents really drove me toward my purpose. I mean, this is something I've always wanted to do, but I kind of was just like, I'm scared to fail, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, what if I do it? And I'm horrible at it.
Yeah.
Now, like talking to people and being on social media and like getting it out there, it's like, man, like there's no way to be bad at this. Like, if you're helping people and you're being genuine, I mean, there's no way to fail.
Come on.
And then like my faith and a lot of that is really like I've started listening to those calls when I'm called to do something. Yeah. I'll be in a restaurant and I see somebody like it's an amputee coming in and I'm like, I'm not going to speak to them. I'm going to let them have their dinner. And then like it just hits me. It calls at me. And I finally go over there and speak and. Like the last guy, I mean, he was a patient at Reform. I went over and spoke with him, gave him my card, and talked to him, and left. And when he came into the office like 2 days later, he was like, man, he was excited because he saw me walking around, and he's like, man, this guy's missing both legs, and I'm just missing one. Like, man, I got a good thing here. Yeah. So yeah, it definitely the accidents and everything. I mean, pushed me way more toward my purpose for sure.
Okay. Appreciate you for coming out, Tyler. So, Miss Angela, would you like to say any closing remarks?
My purpose is, I've always just been an upbeat person, just in general. But I can say that, so several years prior to my accident, my nephew lost his leg. And he's a prime example of, because of that and because of Ryan at Reform, they became friends and he gave my nephew this purpose of you're an amputee now. You're really good at what you're doing. What about, what can you do to help others? So he lives in Nashville. He builds legs for a living, and he's able to actually tell a patient, when they say, well, this isn't fitting right, or this doesn't feel right, or this is, he knows what he knows what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
And so I do believe that everything happens for a purpose. We may not see it at that moment. We may not understand it. But there's a reason that we are still here. There's a reason that we go through what we go through, and it's how we choose to react to our outcome. Like I've told you that our outcomes aren't going to change. We're not going to get a new leg. It's not going to grow back. So how we react to that and how we move on in life that's going to be paramount again in how your success is, how how you live your life. So I just try to take each day and be blessed that I'm here and happy that I woke up and took a breath.
Come on, that's it. That's it. Well, we thank you, Angela, for coming. And Miss Carrie, so in your situation, being in the field that you're in, was this something that you always felt like you had a calling to do, to be in a position to help people? So that is your question, and then also whatever closing remarks you would like to say.
Being a therapist, I think you do have that calling. But being here at Encompass and what I've done in the last 3 years when I've been working here has been, I feel like it's more of my calling. I did a job that I kind of hated for 10 years before this, did a lot of traveling and management, and I learned a lot, but coming back here and actually just working hands-on with patients and then being involved with the support group, the great people that are here, everybody here is just trying to help the other person out, and it's been a great experience, and I love coming to work every day. So I feel like when you're happy like that and you're doing everything, you're enjoying every moment that you're doing, I think that is your calling. Trying to help other people we're lucky to be able to do that. Actually, I feel very lucky. So that's what I have to say.
All right. Well, hey, I thank everybody that jumped on and joined this TikTok live. Again, if you're just getting on, we got to reschedule with Brock, who's going to be talking about his journey with OI. And again, I always say simpler terms is metal and bone, because a lot of times we get to points where, big words are getting thrown around in the medical field, but I like to keep things simple. So he has metal and bone. He doesn't use a prosthetic. He just basically has the metal coming out, and you can attach feet to it. So we're going to get him rescheduled. So you guys just stay tuned for the date of that. I'll make sure I have the dates of the next meeting too. I don't have it on me, but I'll make sure I have it. Just either. Are y'all on social media? Anybody on social media trying to look for people to follow them and stuff? No. No. Okay. Well, I'm the only one. So y'all make sure y'all following Five Toes Down on everything. I'll post.
Should be July 16th.
So July 16th should be the next support group. And as always, the week before, a couple weeks before, I'll make a video talking about who's going to be here, what they're going to be talking about. I'm not sure if it's going to be Brock yet, but I'll make sure you guys know when that is rescheduled. Appreciate everybody for joining in. Again, we got a lot of things planned for the support group. Everybody in the local surrounding area, like I said, we want to have you here in the seats, because if you were here today, you would have had a chance to be on live and talk. I ain't saying that's what you wanted to do, but you could have. But we got a lot of things planned. We got like a summer event planned that we're going to talk more about. We got a line dancing class coming up that we'll talk more about. And then I got a social that I'm doing kind of like in September after that we'll talk more about. So, again, I appreciate everybody. Appreciate everybody that came out. Appreciate Carrie. Appreciate Angela. Appreciate Tyler. Hey, y'all have a good one. Be blessed. You're beautiful. You been him. You been her. 5 Toes Down. I'm out. And now we going to cut this off. How you stop it?